Morning students, will continue with our lecture. So today we'll be starting with the topic function library. So in the last topic we had completed the calculation of the function, that is how do we calculate the range and everything. Now we'll be starting with the function library. So the function library is a large group of functions on the formula tab of the ribbon. These functions include, so there is this function library has a lot of functions and which is located in the formula tab of the ribbon. So the first function it has is auto sum, which easily calculates your total function and as well as the sum of ranges. That is, suppose I put 10 values and I want to add up those values, I can use the sum function, that is auto sum function. So as well as financial. Now next is financial. Financial is accrued interest, cash flow return rates, and additional financial functions are termed under financial. Logical means if you want to put an and if statement, true or false condition, you can go for logical statements or logical function. Text is normal text based function. If you want to add text into something in a chart, in a group, in a diagram, or in a shape, you can put that text function as well. Next is date and time. The function calculated on the date and time. So the function on which the date and time is being calculated. So your clock of the system is running on the basis of your current clock only, so it will be specifying the current date and time of that function. Next is math and trig. So mathematical functions like your normal mathematics as well as trigonometric functions are also there in your math and trig. In math and trig you have relative, absolute and mixed references also. Now what does your relative, absolute and mixed references means? Calling cells by just their column and row labels. That is, I can just write A1 and jump off into that relative references. Means when I'm just knowing that in my row 1 and in column B, so that means my intersection of that cell will be B1. So B1, when I'm referencing that row and column with my names, that time it is called as relative referencing. When a formula contains relative referencing and it is copied to one another cell, Excel does not create an exact copy of that formula. So copy pasting in formulas is not possible when it comes to relative referencing. And next is absolute referencing. When I am just to prevent the changes, cell must be called by absolute referencing, and this is accomplished by placing dollar sign. So when I am putting a dollar sign before my formula, I can do this copy pasting, and that is called as absolute referencing. Mixed referencing can also be used where only row or column is fixed. So example, that is formula. Suppose I am using an equal to sign for the formula as well as I am using a dollar sign in between my row and column. That is, if the row and column is A1, so if between A dollar 1 I am putting in the formula, then I am using mixed referencing rather than relative and absolute referencing. Next is linking worksheets. So when I say linking my worksheets, you may want to use the value from one a cell is in another worksheet with the same workbook in a formula. Suppose I want a particular cell formula to be applied to three particular worksheets of the same workbook. So for that sheets, what I can do is I can link my worksheets with the help of the sheet name, then the exclamatory mark and the cell address. That is, suppose my sheet name is sheet 2, so I'll be writing A1 as my cell whichever has my formula, then I'll write plus sign, then I'll write sheet 2 wherever I want to copy paste it. So that is, I want to link it, I'll write sheet 2, again I'll put one exclamation mark, and in which location do I want, the destination in which I want to copy, that is A2 cell. I'll write A2 and press enter. If I link that sheet again and again, when I move that things and I write that formula, I will link to that sheet when I click on that particular cell of my sheet 1 from which I am copying. Next is sort and filter. Sort and filter is, see, sort and filter has a lot of things: sort A to Z, sort Z to A, custom sort and filter. These are the four functions. So basic sorting is your ascending order and your descending order, that is A to Z and Z to A. Next is custom sort. Custom sort means according to the user's wish, that person is sorting the data. That is, it wants it in the privileged values, that is higher to lower. If it wants that currently used value should be first and then the next one, it can put the conditions on basing on the customization of the sorting which the user wants. Next is filtering. Filtering the data means, filtering here can be of many levels. So filtering allows you to display only data that meets a certain criteria. Means I have entered the data for 50 students, their results, and I want only the students who have scored marks above 60. So that time I will not go for sorting, I will go for filtering, and I'll put a conditions marks greater than 60. I will get the data of only the students marks scoring more than 60. So that is the use of filtering. So this is the difference between sort and filter. Sorting is arranging the data, filtering is filter and mine the data which is actually the user's requirement or which meets the user requirements. Filtering allows you to display the data that only that meets certain criteria to filter. So how you can do it, that is, click the column or columns that contain the data you wish to filter. On the home tab, click sort and filter option. Click filter button. So after you click on sort and filter, you will get a filter option in the list. Just click on that filter button. Click the arrow at the bottom of the first cell. Click text filter. So if you click the fill handle, so if you click on the fill handle, that will ask you to filter and that will filter your data according to your conditions. Next is graphics. So graphics is basically adding a picture. Click the insert tab, click the picture button, browse to the picture from your files, click the name of the picture, click insert. To move the graphic, click it and drag it to wherever you want. So how do you add a graphic? Graphic means a normal GIF image, your normal GIF, JPEG, PNG format images. So if you want that, if you have downloaded it priorly, you can add those graphics as well in your Excel workbook. And to add that, what you have to do is you have to go on the insert tab. In that insert tab, you have a picture button. If you click on that picture button, it will give you a dialog box. That dialog box will have n number of pictures. So wherever your file is saved, suppose it is on the desktop, click on desktop. If it is in your my files, you can go in my files, you can select your picture. Once you have selected the picture, there at the very right hand side bottom corner you have an insert button. You just click on insert and your graphic will be added to your screen, that is your workbook. Once your graphic is being added, suppose if you want it on a particular location, just click on that and drag it wherever you want. That image will be shuffled to the direction where you move it with the mouse click. Next is adding a clip art. So and this was first was adding a picture, that is a normal graphic. Now I want a clip art, that is a moving picture or a moving downloaded animated picture. And to add that, again I have an option, insert tab. I have a clip art button. So priorly it was picture button, now it is a clip art button. In that clip art, you have a number of clip arts, as I had shown you for Word as well, that you select the clip art. If you wish, you can go and search in that tab, clip art tab. You write car, so you'll get the images of car. If you write school, you will get the images of school. Any one which you want, click and just drag it in your screen. Click the clip art, that will be added to your workbook. Next is editing pictures and clip art. Now once you have added these things into your screens, how do you edit it? So there are n number of ways how you can edit your clip arts and pictures. So how do you edit it? First is adjust. Adjust means control the brightness, contrast and colors. If you want the background color as different, if you want the forecast color lights as different, you can go for that. Second is picture style. How do you want it? You want it in a frame, you want a thick border, I'm sorry, you want a big border, you want a small border, you want to give it a effect, you can go for it. Arranging, that is alignment and rotation. Suppose you want a picture tilted, that is upside downs, you want it in the opposite manner, that is you can rotate it into 360-degree like a circle. When you click on it, you will get at the above, you will get a handle of an arrow, and by that you can just move your image or your graphic to a 360 angle wherever you wish to. You can create a mirror image also of that particular graphic or picture. Next is size. You can arrange it, you can crop it, you can size the graphic. If you click on that picture, you will get a format tab automatically included in your ribbon once you click on that image only, otherwise it is not possible. So when that format tab is there, if you go on that format tab, you will get crop, you will get the size of that size scale of that image also. Likewise, you can increase decrease the size of that image. You can crop that image, that is if you do not want certain part of that image, select that image, crop, select crop. You can deduct the image, or you can just crop it out from wherever you do not want it. Next is adding shapes. Now basically adding shapes is in the insert tab, and in the insert tab you go on, the first one was picture, second one was clip art, now next is shapes. When you want to add shapes, there are n number of shapes which are there. Just select anyone and that will be inserted into your workbook. Once that is inserted, now how to format that shape? So now I had selected one arrow, I click on that shape, and how can I drag it? So as I said you, that this format tab automatically pops in when you click on that shape or that clip art. Once I have got this green one is to rotate my image on 360-degree. That is, you click on it, you can move it throughout 360-degree to change the direction of that image. This and this, the four corners, the four axes of that image is to drag it, click and drag on that things. Your picture will get enlarged or enfit, that is you can make it smaller or make it larger. You can just go for the width also to be enlarged by these two corners. If you want height to be enlarged, you can go for this one and this corner, or if you want throughout image to be dragged, you can go for any of the one corner as well to drag the image. Next is adding smart art. How do you add a smart art? We'll see that. Adding smart art. Now smart art is a feature in Microsoft Office 2007 that allows you to choose from a variety of graphics including flowcharts, lists, cycles and processes. So smart art is basically a format in which you can enter graphics, you can enter flow charts, you can show your data driven formulas, all that things through the smart art process. And to do that, what smart art is, in my insert tab, I have an option called as smart art. When I do smart art, what it will be, it will give me this particular dialog box, and that dialog box, whichever smart art I click on, I will have this particular smart art to be added. When I add this smart art, what I can do is I can design the smart art with whichever formatting I want. Means here I have just click on that smart art. Once it got inserted, my format tab and the design tab got directly added onto my ribbon. Now what I can do is I can add text to my smart art. I can add the different colors and formattings. I can fill the shapes. I can give a shape outline with different color. I can add effects to my smart art. I can make it larger, smaller. I can change the shape of these squares as well if I do not want this much. Then I can go for alignment, I can go for height and width. All these things are possible through my smart art function. So smart art is basically of different types. If you scroll this one down, it will give you a lot of options which are there. Now this is all. You have list, you have processes, you have cycle, you have hierarchy, you have relationship, you have matrix and pyramid. All these types are there in your smart art functions which you can add. With this we'll stop here for this lecture. We'll continue with our next topic in the next lecture. Thank you.